Okay, let's unpack this incredible concept, learned resilience. We're doing a deep dive today into something called the TH-Rive loop.
Hmm.
It's basically a biobehavioral algorithm for, well, turning adversity into actual energy.
Right. And it's not just about, being resilient. It's a specific
A
process.
learnable skill.
Exactly. We're looking at these 6 sequential stages. Think of it like the neuropsychological heartbeat of resilience.
Okay.
And our mission today is to really understand how running this loop again and again literally rewires your brain.
Changes how you respond to stress.
Fundamentally, you
Yeah.
start seeing turbulence as training, not just threat.
Okay, let's get into it. So there are 6 movements. We can start with the first 2, tackling the threat and then generating possibilities.
Sounds good. So first up is tackle.
Right, tackle. So stress hits, you feel that threat response kick in.
Yeah, the immediate reaction. Tackle is about short-circuiting that. It's
Yeah.
converting the feeling of threat into traction.
Traction.
By finding the smallest possible step you can take, something that gives you a sense of agency, even if it's tiny.
So not solving the whole problem at once.
Definitely not. We're talking micro actions like making one phone call, spending 2 minutes organizing just one part of your desk, sending that single email.
Why does that work?
Because it engages a part of the brain called the anterior mid-cingulate cortex, the AMCC. It basically weighs effort versus reward.
Yeah.
And even a tiny action releases norepinephrine and dopamine. Those chemicals start to restore your sense of control, your feeling that you can act.
So it's like a chemical jumpstart back to feeling capable.
Precisely. Agency over analysis paralysis, basically. Movement proves possibility.
Okay, so you've taken that small step, you've tackled. What's next?
Next is hypothesize. Now that you've broken the freeze, you shift gears.
From just reacting.
Exactly. From defense to exploration, you start treating the problem like a learning experiment.
How does that work in the brain?
Well, your prefrontal cortex teams up with your hippocampus, your brain's simulation center. You start asking, okay, what could I try next? What are some potential solutions here?
So you're brainstorming, essentially.
Yes, but it's fueled by curiosity. That generates more dopamine, which is linked to that growth mindset we hear about. You're actively looking for paths forward.
Okay, so tackle gets you moving, hypothesize gets you thinking creatively, but so far, it's all internal.
Right. Which brings us to the crucial third movement, reach.
Reaching out, moving from isolation to connection.
And this is so important. It's not just nice, it's a biochemical strategy.
How so?
When you reach out for advice, for help, just to share the load, you trigger the release of oxytocin.
The bonding hormone.
Yeah. And oxytocin actively counteracts cortisol, the stress hormone. It's what scientists call social buffering.
So it literally calms your system down.
It does. It expands your feeling of safety. Brene Brown's work touches on this. Reaching out isn't weakness, it's courage. It makes your resources bigger than just yourself.
Okay, that makes sense. Connecting helps you regulate.
Mm.
And maybe it gives you perspective for the next step.
Exactly. That clarity is vital for movement 4. Inspect.
Inspect. This is the analytical part.
Separating the data from the drama. You look calmly at what actually happened, not the story you're telling yourself, but the facts.
Like an after-action review in the military or something.
Very similar. Blameless, fact-based, what worked, what didn't, what were the signals. This is metacognition, thinking about your thinking and the situation objectively.
And this is where the learned part really happens.
Absolutely. Resilience isn't just bouncing back, it's learning from the bounce. Error detection, adjustment. That's how the brain refines its approach, not just repeating the same thing.
Right. Okay, so you've analyzed the facts. Now what?
Now you integrate. Movement 5 is value.
Finding the value in the experience.
Finding the meaning, distilling the learning, and crucially, updating your beliefs about yourself and the world.
How does that work?
Insight triggers a nice balance of dopamine and serotonin. It allows you to build what psychologists call a redemption narrative, seeing how the struggle led to growth instead of a contamination narrative, where one setback feels like it ruins everything.
So it's like post-traumatic growth, building self-efficacy, proof you can handle things.
Exactly. You internalize the evidence that adversity can actually lead to advantage.
Okay, one final step. We've tackled, hypothesized, reached, inspected, valued.
Wow.
What's left?
The crucial final movement, energize.
Energize. Why is this needed if you've already found the value?
Because you need closure, physiological closure. Without it, the body and brain can treat the whole learning cycle as unfinished stress.
Ah, okay, so you need to signal complete.
Precisely. It's about physiological encoding. Things like taking a few deep rhythmic breaths, having a good laugh, practicing gratitude. These actually trigger positive emotions.
And that does something.
Yeah, it activates what Barbara Fredrickson calls the broaden and build effect. Positive emotion literally expands your cognitive abilities and helps lock in the learning, embedding a sense of renewal. You seal the loop.
Wow, okay, so let's bring it all together. For you listening, running this TH-Rive loop, it's like you're actively changing your body's chemistry.
You really are. You're taking the stress chemicals cortisol, norepinephrine, and consciously converting them step by step into an energy-rich mix. Dopamine for drive, oxytocin for connection, endorphins maybe from the effort, serotonin from the meaning.
It's a powerful algorithm, and the more you practice it.
The faster and more automatic it becomes. Your brain literally gets rewired to see a challenge first as a signal to engage this loop, not just as a threat to run from.
So the big idea here, the provocative thought perhaps, is that by consciously using this TH-Rive loop, you're not just coping, you're transforming.
Individuals, even teams or cultures can start to see turbulence less as trauma and more as, well, as essential training built right into your biology.